In the past 20th century, there have been a lot of communist revolutionaries. But there is one that not many people are aware of. And his name was Mao Zedong.
Sounds of the Century. Revolution. November 1917. Vladimir Lenin's Bolsheviks seize power in Russia. He bans all other political parties, and Lenin's Union of Soviet Socialist Republics becomes the blueprint for the worldwide Marxist revolution. Some 30 years later, China would follow a similar path. Communist Mao Zedong seizes power. One of his maxims, political power grows out of the barrel of a gun. Mao's Great Leap Forward produces a famine that kills millions. He unleashes more bloodshed and pain with his cultural revolution.
And this is when it's either the arteries are shrinking in his head, his blood to his brain, or whatever it is, he comes up with this lunatic social engineering called the Great Leap Forward.
The Great Leap program was meant to improve agriculture and the industry of China, but it didn't work like planned. They planned to get rid of the 4 pests, which were flies, mosquitoes, rats, and sparrows, because they ate the crops. To improve the farms, they created large communities that consisted of 25,000 people. The communes had mess halls so women were able to work on the farms. The communes were expected to use a new system of planting crops closer to each other, plow deeper to attain better soil, and to build more wells for water. To help the economy, there were backyard steel mills made so people could help to fill the demand for steel. The Great Leap program failed horribly. The sparrows that they killed helped keep the bug population down, so soon the bugs that survived came back in swarms. Communes were a good idea, but had used some bad techniques for farming. Farmers worked in teams and were circulated through around the farms. By doing this, farmers never saw the end result of their hard work, which resulted in a motivational problem. The idea of planting crops closer together didn't work, and as a result, all the plants died. Plowing deeper also didn't work because it pulled up dirt that was similar to clay, and the wells they dug were poorly positioned, so there were barely any usable water sources. The quality of the steel from the backyard mills was so bad that no one was buying them. They also melted everything from tools to pans to try to make the steel. By 1961, the death count of famine caused by the Great Leap was at least 16.5 million. During the 60s, Mao meant everything to China, even while in a power struggle and later removed and replaced because of his poor judgment in the Great Leap program. Liu Shaoqi and Tang Xiaoping not agree with Mao politically and wanted him out of the picture, so that they could take control of the Chinese Communist Party. They attempted to make Mao an empty icon so that he could be sidelined. That was a major mistake, and that allowed Mao to take control of China and establish a cult of personality. The first step taken towards the Cultural Revolution was by Mao's 4th wife, Jiang Ping, also known as Madame Mao. She attacked any art that she saw as liberal or revisionary. She also took a political role as artistic advisor to the army. She banned all of the classic operas and replaced it with ones about brave revolutionaries fighting cowboys. After 10 years of nothing but propaganda, it left the entire population brainwashed. All citizens were forced to watch them, especially children. In April 1964, a little red book consisting of Mao's quotes from old speeches and publications was put into circulation in China. It was required reading material by everyone. 6.5 billion copies were printed during Mao's attempt to transform Chinese society, making it the most printed book in the world.
The Cultural Revolution had cost perhaps millions of Chinese citizens and peasants their lives. And although it had restored Chairman Mao Zedong and his
After the masses were on Mao's side, he told them all to get out and demolish anything and everything that resembled the old and out-of-date ideology. children beat teachers and burned down schools. Students were instead told to do revolutionary tasks. These students would become the Red Guard. They were trained and expected to fight in combat when necessary. They were known to have beaten their parents and slaughtered political opponents. The Red Guard had grown so large that gangs formed and started to fight amongst each other. Then, in 1971, the PLA cracked down hard and stopped all Red Guard activity. Between 1964 to 1969, about 1 million people had died. Tragedy struck when Mao Zedong died of congestive heart failure at the age of 83. Like Lenin before him, his body was preserved and put on display.